Divination with our diva Sandra Mosley from the island of Hawaii. Hello Sandra, how are you?
Aloha, Mary. Aloha, Maria.
Okay, so what's going on in the universe?
Well, October is quite a striking month. The month started off with the Sun in Libra and the Moon in Gemini and Mercury in retrograde in Libra. So the first 2 weeks were definitely all about communications, or maybe lack of communication in relationships. Then on the 9th of October, Mercury went direct and everybody started breathing a little easier. But still, the weekend of the 10th and 11th, put some people through some trials that weekend too. So then we had a new moon on the 12th, and things started getting better. And this weekend has been pretty good for getting out and doing things. But what you're going to do is feel a real shift in energy on the 23rd, because we're going to have Mercury out of its shadow and the sun moves into Scorpio. Just perfect for Halloween coming up. And then we have, over the next weekend, we have Venus conjunct Jupiter. So I'm going to say that everybody's going to have a very good time and watch your indulgences. And then we go through, we have a full moon on the 27th, right before Halloween. And then we end up the month with the moon back in Gemini. So with all about communication, but on a much deeper level.
Interesting.
And that kind of wraps up the month.
Very cool. All right, so no kind of new surprises or anything else coming in for the new month coming in.
And I mean, I didn't look at November, I just looked at October. I'd say that, any info that we're going to get is going to be between the 23rd and the 27th or 28th.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we'll just be then calm and collect, because last month with Mercury retrograde was not easy for a lot of people. So we'll take what we have right now and be grateful, right?
Yes, we will.
Awesome. Okay, this wraps up the astrology segment of our show, and we'll return in a few minutes with our guest diva. And we're back with the Divas of Divination with our guest, Elvira.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, ladies. Hi.
So we're going to give Elvira a Astroblend reading. We have actually our astrologer, Sandra Mosley. She's Skyping in from Hawaii. So Sandra is actually looking at Elvira via our Skype, while we will be actually giving her a reading in person. So it's a little bit interesting about the technology, but it all works for us. So if you don't know what an Astroblend reading is, it's a combination of astrology, numerology, psychic reading. Sometimes we also add energy healing. But our tarot reading, or our reading, is really holistic based or choice based. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks for being here. So we are going to give her a reading today. And what area are you reading in?
In relationship.
Awesome. Okay. And what is your question?
My question is that I've been in a fairly new relationship, so I'd like to see where it's going to progress.
Okay. So she's in a relationship. She'd like to see where this is progressing. I'm getting a 3 around it. What about you, Diva?
I also got a 3.
Okay. So how long has it been relationship been going?
It's been about 3.5 months or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. So with the spread we're going to do today is where it was, where it is, and where it's going, so she can have kind of a view of where it is. So we'll probably just go a little bit out, not further than 5 months though. Is that going to work for you?
That's perfectly fine.
Okay,
Thank
alrighty.
you.
So we have already shuffled the cards, so we don't get all that noise on there. We do shuffle live, by the way, because I know some of you guys think that we don't shuffle, but we do. Alrighty, so we're going to pull 3 cards for this spread. Maria and I will read concurrently for you, okay? So we're going to pull three cards. Oh, this is interesting for you. And I'll go first. So the first card is where it was. So it's the rebirth card, which is the number 16. When we add the number 16 and reduce it to one digit, it is 7. The card is rebirth. So for me, it feels like this is a total brand new relationship for you, or the energy of newness. As far as the energy of partners that you picked in the past, this feels totally different. It feels, the word that I get automatically is reliable. So it feels like this energy is more reliable for you. I feel like you're still a little hesitant and pulled back, but I feel like the energy keeps opening up every month, and it keeps almost getting better for you. Look at, she's smiling, so this must be working for
Yes,
you. Maria?
yes, definitely.
So for the past, the first card I got for you is the Six of Wands reversed. So what I'm getting from this is all previous issues, conflicts have fallen out, and you're starting to move into a victory state of a new relationship.
Right.
It feels more like a victory.
Yeah.
Interesting. And with the wands, it's about growth. Really, it's about growth and opportunities. I also feel like you were maybe hesitant about taking this.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
It was a little bit of both. It was kind of like running away from one another.
Oh, okay.
Once in a
all
while,
right.
yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, so the next card we have is where it is right now. And we have a happy ending, which is a nice card. I think it's, I think it's always good to have a happy ending, right? Happily ever after. So it is a 9 and a 3. So it's 13, which adds to 4. And is that right? 12, 13, yeah, that adds to
1 and 3 is
4. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me on track, right? Okay. So 4 is about the foundation. When I feel this card, it feels like the foundation of safety. So to me, this kind of feels like the energy is feeling safe to you, safe to express and safe to explore. I also get an imagination of kind of a turtle peeking his head out of the shell, like, is it safe? Is it safe? We go back in, we come back out, we go back in. So maybe that's kind of the energy that you're feeling. I think actually it's going to get better for you as time goes on and as you relax and are more open about it, okay?
Right.
I also hear the word vulnerable for you. So maybe you're feeling like it's opening you up a little bit, but it's making you a little vulnerable. Maria?
The second card I got for you is a Major Arcana card, and this represents where you're currently at. And it's the Hangman reversed, which what I'm feeling for you is I think right now where you guys are at in the relationships, you both have made a decision to go through with the relationship. There's no teeter-tottering or being on the fence about it.
Right,
Ah,
correct, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so the last card I have for you is the creativity card and number 3 reversed. So what they're trying to tell you is really tap into your creative energy about the relationship. So maybe think of new ways to enhance the relationship. Also, maybe think about ways, if you go on dates, do something creative, like maybe go to, I think they have art and wine or something like that. Something fun and different, because you're very creative. And so I think that this might really help you express and explore, and also he might be able to see a different side of you that he hasn't seen, and you as well. You might see a side of him that you haven't seen. Never know. Maria?
And the last card I got for you is the King of Swords, and it's reversed. So what I'm getting for, usually swords represent conflict, but the fact that it's reversed for me represents that it's going to be good for you. There's not going to be past issues and conflicts that you've experienced previously. It's going to be a whole new relationship.
Nice. Okay, and we're going to go over to Sandra. Hi, Sandra.
Hello. Hello, Elvira.
Hi, Sandra.
So nice to read for you today.
I'm so excited.
I'm fascinated by the fact that Venus, you said about 3.5 months ago. I looked back, that would be sometime in July. In late July, Venus went retrograde it wasn't quite opposite your sun yet. It almost hit your sun, and then it appeared to go retrograde. And it went retrograde, which is just fascinating to me. It went all the way to your 4th house cusp, and that's where it stopped and turned direct. So it's like, or not 4th house cusp, I'm sorry, 5th house cusp, 5th house of romance. So you have all of this romantic excitement, but at the same time, it appears to me that you approached it pretty cautiously. And I looked at your the rest of your natal chart, and you have a lovely moon Neptune conjunction, but it can mean that 1, you're very psychic. 2, you're very creative. 3, you tend to become a martyr in relationships because you want to save them. So,
Do all of those sound familiar to you?
so
Okay.
To the T, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But, and what's really wonderful about this is that over the course of the last 2 years, transiting Pluto, the planet of transformation, has gone over your moon Neptune and helped transform the way you were working with those energies into a new way. Perfect timing for this new relationship. I can see, right now, everything looks good. Everybody's happy. Um, I can't, I'm not looking like long term, as Mary said. So between now and how far out did you put it, Mary? 5 months?
Well, not more than 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and between now and then, everything looks good. In fact, the sun is getting ready to enter your 7th house of partnerships, and soon Kiri will be there too. So I imagine you guys will be doing a lot of talking about how serious this is. And that's what I see.
Very nice. Well, thank you very much for that. And Maria, I'm just going to ask you if you could do me a favor.
Sure.
Would you go into your tarot cards and pull the 5th card down from the top, please?
Yes.
There's just a little bit more information that the tarot wants to give us. Again, we're not oracles, the tarot is. So here we go. Here comes the Knight of Swords, and he comes charging in. And I think what's going to happen for you, I'm just going to hold this up, the Knight of Swords. For me, what this feels about is someone's going to come up and literally cut off some belief systems that you've been holding on to. Men are all the same. Men abandon me. Men do all this stuff. And I think what this relationship's trying to do is open you up to a new light. We know that not everything is the same. Although sometimes when we get in relationships and maybe they haven't been healthy or they have been challenged, that we start to assume that everything in our life is going to go the same way.
Yeah.
And this card is saying to you, it's not. What's happening right now is the Knight of Swords. If we look at this knight, he's literally flying with his horse in motion. So this energy is in motion now as we speak, trying to help you overcome whatever challenges you have in the past relationship and also overcome stuck energy. That's kind of what I'm getting right now from that. So it was a blessing to read for you today. Thank you so very much.
Right.
Yeah, check back with us later and let us know how things progress for you, if anything
Absolutely.
comes up for you, okay?
You got it. I
Awesome.
promise.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. And in this segment, we are going to give you this month's energy for what's leaving, what's coming in, and what's a blessing. And at the end, I'm going to be using Melody Beatty's Journey to the Heart to do a little Libromancy.
Nice.
So for those of that don't know what Libromancy is, it's sometimes also referred as Bibliomancy. And sometimes what people will do is they'll take a passage from the Bible by just feeling the energy of the book and then choosing a random page and then going to the passage and receiving information that way.
Nice.
You can use any book. You can use a book of poems. You can use a Bible. Sometimes I use the Bhagavad Gita. I particularly like Journey to the Heart because she has written such beautiful information. It really is a good book. So let's start. Okay.
All right.
So I'll go first, and we're going to talk about what's leaving for the month. So I have the Compassion card, the 99 reversed. So when we talk about what's leaving for the month, when we think about energy that's reversed, sometimes it's really about weakened energy, it's inverted energy, it is negative, or it is delayed energy. And I got that mnemonic from Benabel Wen, and she's an extraordinary tarot reader and master tarot reader, and she wrote the book Holistic Tarot, and this comes from her book, which I really just love. When we talk about compassion, it's not that compassion is maybe leaving at all. I think what it's talking about, maybe it's a little bit weakened. So in your area of thinking of thought, perhaps check in and see where you maybe not compassionate in some areas, where you maybe need to bump that up. So if that energy is leaving, we'll see what's coming in. So Maria, what's leaving on your side?
The Eight of Cups, and the cups represent emotion, and the man is walking away from it. So for me, this means that he's walking away from past relationships, feelings, beliefs. He's ready to start new. So this is what's leaving in the month of October, which is it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. All right. So here we go to what is coming in, and another reversed card. So we have the 3, and it is a 3 creativity card. And these cards, by the way, are by Michelle Buchanan, numerology guidance cards. Forgot to mention that to you. But it is the 3 of creativity reversed. So what's coming in for me, what I'm feeling about this is that you need to maybe open up your energy to be a little more creative. Number 3 is also about the number of expression. So where are you not communicating with the universe, or where are you maybe not communicating with your friends, families, or loved one? I think that if you are not doing that now, we also know that Mercury just went direct again. So it might have caused some upheaval. Perhaps someone misconstrued something you said, which happens a lot during Mercury retrograde, or some communication was misconstrued. That's one of the reasons kind of I don't like email for going back and forth with the conversation, because it could be a conversation might be misconstrued. You might type something that someone might take personally or in a totally different way.
Ambiguous.
So, yeah, very ambiguous, right. Okay, and Maria?
And actually, it's very interesting in this reading that there are 2 major arcana cards. What's coming in for the month of October is the High Priestess. And what I'm getting from this is just to really trust your intuition and your guidance and your gut feeling. Everything that you're getting, it's for a reason. So instead of dismissing it, really sit down and pay attention to what it's trying to tell you and teach you.
Absolutely. And because the High Priestess sits between, honestly, kind of the conscious and subconscious, the veil, and she holds the book of knowledge, what Maria's saying is really tap into that. You have all the knowledge that you need. You just literally have to tap into it to really get some clarity around any question that you might be coming up this month for you. Okay? So what's a blessing? It is self-love, and it's 16. It is reversed. So the blessing might be that you're realizing that perhaps you are not sitting in your full truth of the self-acceptance of love of who you are. Again, my feeling about this is it's just a weekend energy. It's really maybe trying to tell you or alert you to be open, be aware, and pay attention to the love that you're not giving yourself. You know, we are the mirror of what love comes in. So if you don't like what you're getting, change your own mirror, right, Maria?
And the last card I got for you is the Blessing, and it's Justice. So Justice represents for me, if there was any wrongdoings this past month, they will be made right. And also in your situations, really look at not just the person's point of view, but also yours, and respect other people's point of views if you want them to respect yours. It's about creating balance and evening out the scales.
Oh, very interesting. I that diva. Okay, so I'm going to actually go to a passage, and it is, if you have this book, it's page 259. Again, the book is Journey to the Heart by Melanie Beatty, and she was famous for Codependent No More. That's what she wrote. She brought that term to light. The passage is Let Your Creativity Blossom, which is interesting because here we are with a reversed creativity card for this month. So allow your creativity to blossom. For too long you have held back. For too long you have limited your natural creative learnings and talents. Maybe someone told you couldn't create or be creative wasn't worthwhile. Maybe you started telling that to yourself. You are creative. You have a creative self within you that wants to play, wants to be loose, wants to create. Set that part free. Let yourself play with life, with works and projects. And on that note, we're so grateful to have you. Thank you so much for watching this month, and we look forward to seeing you in the next month.
Thank you.
Blessings. Thank you.
Bye.